What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Totski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're going to be talking about the latest season of Pirate King Adventure. Now, this season has been very dramatic in the One Piece Treasure Cruise community, mainly due to the fact that they said certain things would happen, and what has actually occurred, and what we feel like has occurred, hasn't really correlated at all with what has been stated publicly from the One Piece Treasure Cruise team. So we're going to go through all of that, but for those of you who don't know, we'll go over to the news board and have a look. But for this PKA season of Arlong, in the news board, they had some specific notice that basically changes the way that you kind of play this event, in a way. And I did talk about it in my initial video, but with this Arlong season, they've gone ahead and changed the way that you actually play with the amount of drops that you get. So the obtaining of rewards, the request from Chopper Man, you clear the quest battles within the PKA adventures, and you get boosters of Rainbow Hime Turtles, Elder Turtles, and Daimyo Turtles. New requests that is based on the number of Rainbow Hime Turtles obtained have been added. It then further says from level 150, the chance to obtain Rainbow Hime Turtles has been increased. Complete the Chopper Man mission rewards based on the Rainbow Turtles, limited time until July 10th. This is the crazy thing, right, is that they went ahead and said this. So what people did this season is they went out of their way to grind all the way to 150 as fast as they possibly can. Kind of like the first season of PKA when this first came out. We didn't really know what we were doing, and we grinded all the way to 150 as fast as possible. But that's the best thing to do if you have all of the new units. If you don't have the new batch, it's way more efficient to farm turtles on easier difficulties with higher amount of point boosting or duplicate dropping characters, right? If you build a team for 150, it's not going to have the best amount of dupe dropping capabilities, whereas you can farm the easier ones with lower powered units, but you'll get more drops that way. So that's typically the best way to go about it if you're looking to beat the rewards. And then once you do that, you can go ahead and scale yourself up to 150 and, use a team that doesn't really care about dupe drops just to reach the rewards once you reach level 150. That's the ultimate goal of Pirate King Adventures. Now with this, it makes it seem like, oh, if we go to 150, we can get Rainbow Hime Turtles way more efficiently, which is going to help us not only, clear these missions where you need Rainbow Hime Turtles specifically to get them, but also with the fact that, you can pick up all these Rainbow Hime Turtles and you can level up your characters way more efficiently rather than using Elders or Daimyo Turtles. So that was cool. I like the idea of this. However, once again, the idea of the Treasure Cruise team and the execution of the Treasure Cruise team definitely differs quite a fair bit. So what has actually happened in this season is that a lot of players have got to level 150 and they saw little to no increase in these Rainbow Hime Turtle drops. Now, that obviously is one thing in and of itself. That's obviously not what we wanted to see. With them stating this, we thought if we reach 150, we're going to be seeing these turtles, maybe one every 2 runs, one every 3 runs. It's not even that. Like, it just feels like the base rarity at this point. Like, Rainbow Hime Turtles are already really hard to drop from PKA, and this seemed like it was going to be a really good way to fix that. It hasn't really changed things all that much, but the effect of this is interesting because they want you to complete these missions before July 10th at 6 AM PST time. But the issue with all of this is that in order to reach level 150 and then drop all of these Hime Turtles, it's not really a viable possibility to actually do unless if you have all of the boosted units for the event, as it gives you a lot of duplicate drops. If you don't have the new units, then you have to get insanely lucky with the amount of turtle drops that you're getting. Not only lucky with dropping the Himes, but lucky that you're dupe dropping them as well, which can be part of the issue. So yeah, this is the major issue with PKA this season, and I do think that PKA does need a bit of a shift, because as it stands right now, once you get to 150, there's not really much of a reason to continue playing. Yes, you can get more turtles and stuff like that, but honestly, it's pretty tedious. The way that I would do it, once I've completed the missions getting to 150, I've already got all my turtles, I don't need to play it anymore. I'll literally just run through the map, beat the mini bosses because they're really easy to beat on auto, get to the end, and then just enter the boss fight and don't even beat the boss, because sometimes the boss can be really tedious and sometimes it takes quite a long time to beat. So it's just faster just to run in, get to the end, and then quit the run straight away. That's what I've been doing, honestly, and then just like landing on rainbow chests, you know, potentially you get lucky, you'll get super cola sometimes, you'll get even more turtles from these chests. If you are at 150, you actually do get quite a lot of normal turtles from these chests, and honestly, more often than not, I'll get rainbow Hime turtles from chests more than the actual boss itself. So yeah, there's a bit of a discrepancy there, you know what I mean? But it goes a little bit further than this. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about with some of the tweets that some of the other people have put out there. So this was my tweet that I put out here. Like, I couldn't believe it. So I was at 150 at this point, and this was the run that I got. So I dropped a Hime turtle, which I was really excited about. But the fact that I dupe dropped 5 cola, like, come on. Like, yeah, that is one really weird use case that will not happen all that much. However, for cola to still be dropping from the main boss of PKA is a little absurd to me. This should not be happening. I don't know if you guys agree with me on this one, but this should not be happening. You should not be dropping cola from the final boss at level 150 for this to have happened. I mean, look, yes, if I dupe dropped 5 normal daimyo turtles, yes, that obviously isn't as good, but the daimyo turtles are way more valuable to me than 5 additional cola, you know? So, yeah, this should not be happening, and I did luckily get a drop, and I will say that the amount of drops that I've had haven't been amazing, but this was one of the runs I did get one. Unfortunately, not getting duplicates was a bit of a pain, right? So that obviously sucks. But it goes a little bit further than this. So this was Stumpty Gacha. This was one of the ones that he posted. So Stump actually does have quite a lot of the boosters. I don't know if he's completed all of his missions thus far. I assume he must be close. But again, like, this is versus Arlong. I believe this is level 150. 100% it is. And again, a cola drop, and then you get these turtles, right? So this is another thing. In my opinion, cola should not be droppable. You should at least get an Elder Turtle from the main boss. Like, whenever you kill Arlong, it's either an Elder Turtle or a Hime Turtle. That's all it should be. It shouldn't be anything different from that. Cola should not exist. And by doing that, the amount of turtles that you get obviously would be a lot better. The amount of EXP that you're netting from each run is a lot better. So, I mean, that's just one other example. There's plenty of examples that people have posted out there at reaching level 150, and the drops are basically the same as what we had before. Also, Captain Pappy put out this tweet here. Again, 5 daimyo turtles, and then dupe dropping just the daimyo turtles, obviously. And then he just posted another one just before. Again, cola drops, which shouldn't exist. Like, this is just ridiculous, and it shouldn't be happening. So, yeah, PKA definitely needs a bit of a shift. They need to change something up, because as it stands right now, PKA kind of sucks. It really does. And a lot of people kind of almost dread it in a way, because it is just like a lot of effort to just do this every single day. Like, not everyone will have the time and effort to play Treasure Cruise every single day, and you know, sometimes missing out on these PKA runs is a big deal. But if you add more incentives to play PKA every day, it's going to get people more excited. So I don't know exactly what they can do. Obviously, changing the drops and making the amount of EXP you get from each run from the turtles far more significant. Now, I'm not saying to guarantee a Hime drop every single run, because, I mean, that could probably spiral a little out of control, especially if people do have all of these boosted units. The amount of Himes that they're going to acquire is going to be astronomical. But I do think that the drops, as it stands right now, need to be buffed, and potentially add and sprinkle in a couple of other additional rewards along the way as well. I think the favorites box and the treasure chests along the map, especially once you get to 150, those also feel kind of redundant. If you're able to beat level 150, the favorites box basically is pointless. You don't need the Usopp things, you don't need the Sanji things, you don't need Zoro's things to level up the levels anymore, and then like Luffy's things to get more favorites doesn't make a lot of sense. The only thing that kind of helps, I guess, is landing on Nami, so that when you land on treasure chests, you can acquire more rewards from them. But even then, it feels kind of weird. So the favorites chest, honestly, they could probably just straight up remove it at level 150. I understand people probably need it for some certain teams and stuff, but it just feels less valuable at level 150. And then the treasure chests, I mean, the rainbow treasure chests feel pretty good at level 150. Maybe buff them in some capacity, but yeah, the fact that you have the increased drop rates that won't actually increase rates of what it feels like, and the rewards being time gated when getting these Hime turtles within that time frame was virtually impossible unless you had the full boosted batch. So that's the way that I see it, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about all this down below in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed the video though. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.